Okay, so I thought I would do like a book haul because I see people do them all the time and they look so fun and I've never done one before. So here's my book haul. These are all of the books that I have. To be very clear, I did not buy any of these on one day. Okay, this is the stuff of like 3 months, 4 months maybe, that have just been like, these are my like complete most recent purchases. So I got my own copy of B.K. Borison's In the Weeds. I read Mixed Signals first, which I think is the third book in the series, and I was obsessed with it. I didn't even have to borrow the other 2 books from the library. I was like, I will be similarly obsessed with the first 2 books. So waiting for it to like come into Canada, and it's finally here, and I went and got my own copy of it. So I'm very excited to read it. So from what I understand, Ellen is like some sort of social media influencer, and she has a fling with some guy named Beckett, and then she shows up on his farm as some sort of like contest, and the story just goes from there. So I'm very excited to see what happens with this one. I feel like I'm gonna get some judgment for this, but I don't care. I was gonna be like, don't judge me, but no, like, you feel free, but like, I don't care. These have been on my to-buy list for a while. I read these like, it was in the middle of COVID, so it explains a lot about why I read these, but I picked up Barbarian Mind and Barbarian's Prize, and I'm so proud because I got these used, I got these secondhand, but they're in like perfect condition. Okay, they were like $8 each. Say what you will about Ruby Dixon, but I love these books, okay? I love them. They're so fun and they're so funny. Like, she's got a real knack for humor, I'll tell you that. And like, they're so cute. I don't care what anyone says. These are so cute and they're so easy to read, and before you know it, you will find yourself 23 books into her universe. So she's doing her job as an author, which is to keep you reading, okay? I know what you're thinking, but they're so bad, they're not good. That is not my problem. That is y'all's problem, okay? I'm reading them because they're fun and entertaining, and they get the job done. And if you want to have fun and be entertained, like, I do recommend reading these. We're wondering, what are these about? So it's basically about these girls who they're abducted from Earth by these like creepy little green guys, and then they end up killing like the creepy little green guys, and their spaceship crashes on this like icy planet that they decide to call Not Hoth, which is some sort of Star Wars reference that I don't understand. And they basically meet these like giant, like 7-foot tall blue aliens, and they have like this little like parasite in their chest that like adapts them to like the environment on the planet, but it also vibrates when you meet someone who is like biologically compatible with you to like produce like the best offspring or whatever, and things go from there. You can put 2 and 2 together. I read these, I love these, and I've been meaning to get my own copy of the cover because this is really cute. The original covers were cringe. I'll be real with you. The original covers were cringe, but these ones, I mean, maybe still cringe, but they're really cute. Next, we've got Blindside by Candy Steiner. I feel like I talk a lot of shit about, I talk mild shit about this author. I critique this author. I feel very lukewarm about the 2 other books that I read in this series. I'll be very honest with you. Like, they were fine, but I was like very bored reading them. But that didn't stop me from picking up Blindside at the bookstore. And I'll be honest, most of it is due to like the cover, and also like this has a very like velvety feel to it that I'm kind of obsessed with. And I'm hoping this will be the one that like changes my mind on this author and puts me like decidedly on the positive side. And it's got like fake boyfriends, so you know it's bound to be good. You can never go wrong with fake boyfriends. Next, I've got Magnolia Parks, and then Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings. Got these 2 because I think they like go together, and I'm so glad that I got them before the new like absolutely atrocious covers for these came out. I unfortunately was not able to rescue Daisy Hates from the Similar Fates, so I don't know why you would get new covers. Like, look at these. Look at these. They're so good. I have no fucking clue what these are about. There's like no summary on these, and I feel like I read the summary on Goodreads, and either I don't remember it or it was similarly unenlightening, but from what I understand, it's got something to do with some fashionista in New York. That's all I know. That's all I know. I don't really care because, like, look at the covers. Look at the covers. This could be, I could end up hating these books and I still wouldn't throw them away because, like, look at the covers. I won't find them again. Okay, and then next we've got Rock Bottom Girl by Lucy Score. What is this about? So this is about some lady who ends up divorced and she moves back to her small town and she becomes like the PE teacher at like the high school she graduated from. She takes up with like the track coach who was like this school bad boy back in the day. This will be my 4th Lucy Score book. I was like not really interested in giving this author a shot because I read Things We Never Got Over by her and I couldn't make it past like 10 pages. Like, it was really bad. And I decided to read the second one, which I can't remember the title of, which was much better. Like, it was, I got through that entire thing. It was so big, and I don't know for what fucking reason it was so big. It didn't need to be that big. Yeah, that one was fine, besides the fact that it was, like, propaganda. But then, and then there was Maggie Moves On, which was about this, like, DIY girl, YouTuber who, like, flips houses, and she goes to, like, this small town, and she decides to, like, flip this house, and she hits it off with, like, the landscaper, I think. Anyway, that one was really fun. And now I'm going to be reading this one, Rock Bottom Girl. It sounds fun. It sounds cute, so I'm very excited. I have high hopes that she won't disappoint me. Okay, next up, we've got Flawless, and we've got Heartless by Elsie Silver. I got these ones because she's also getting new covers. I don't think they're any worse or better than like these covers. Like, they kind of have the same vibe, but I like these covers more. So I went and got these before they went out of print. I think this one is like Single Dad and the Nanny, and this one is like a bull rider. It's got something to do with cowboys, but everybody seems to love them, and I want to be in on it too. Like, what are the girlies talking about? I'm a little scared, so I'm gonna hate these because I'll be honest with you, most of the romance stuff that people become obsessed with online or like hyperfixated on turn out to be not that great. I'll be very real with you. Like, they turn out 9 times out of 10 to be not that great. But they didn't have this at the library, so I was like, fine, I'll buy them. The Last Eligible Billionaire, which is so real because, like, real billionaires are crusty old white guys 3 seconds away from their grave. But this sounds fun. It's about, like, who inherits some sort of company, and then some girl is hired to, like, keep away, like, gold diggers, and it sounds like it'll be, like, a lot of fun. So I'm very excited for this, and most importantly, it's not like 700 pages long. Why are we writing 700-page romance novels? Is it really that serious? Is there that much happening? Because no, there's not. People aren't getting paid by the word anymore. Like, we don't need 700-page romance novels. There's not that much going on, okay? All good stories must come to an end, and you gotta know when to stop as an author. Next, we've got Mixed Signals. This is the one that I read that I fell absolutely in love with and that I was obsessed with, and I was like, I need my own copy of this because I'm 100% gonna read this again. And lo and behold, I finally got my hands on this at Indigo, so I'm very happy. And then I've got Mrs. Nash's Ashes. This sounds like a really cute, like, road trip romp. It's about this lady who, she gains possession of some woman's, like, ashes, and then she discovers that she had the now dead old lady had some sort of, like, romance when she was, like, young, and she decides to, like, reunite this woman with her long lost love, or I guess her long lost love's ashes, I don't know. And she ends up on a road trip with some guy named Hollenbeck, who sounds like he's blonde. That sounds like the name of a blonde person. And basically, they decide to go on it together. So I was recently in Scotland, in case you didn't see my vlog, which, like, okay, that's fine. Oh. Okay, so So I took advantage of being in the UK to go to Waterstones because I've always wanted to go to Waterstones. I lurk on their website as a Canadian and look at what they got going on. I got The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik. I love the Scholomance series, like trilogy. I love it to bits. The writing style takes like a little bit getting used to because it's like very different from her writing style in like Uprooted and Spinning Silver. And at first I was like, ew, but then I realized that was kind of like the point. Whatever. So I got this in Waterstones. It was £9.99, which is like $17 approximately Canadian, and the copy that we have here is $24.99. Okay, like almost the exact same cover, like it's just arranged a little bit differently, but it's $25. And this one is signed by Naomi Novik, and it was like 17 Canadian. We're getting scammed over here. We're getting scammed. Like, ours isn't signed, and the cover isn't like as cute. Why is it $25? But this was also, like, books are probably the only thing in the UK that are cheaper than they are in Canada, as I've come to realize, because everything else was ridiculous. The next one is The Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden. I am obsessed with this trilogy. I read this like last year, and there's something about Russian or like Slavic folk retellings that just like have a chokehold on me. I love them so much. I'll read any and all of them, and it really does break my heart when they turn out to not be as good as I anticipated. I love this trilogy. I have the other two books. I bought them here in Canada, so the cover is a little different, but like that's not an issue because it's not like I really care. And this was $8.99, and it's like, again, $25 Canadian, and this is like what, 16? It was a no-brainer. It's about this girl named Vasya, and she has like these magical gifts where she can communicate with like these woodland creatures. There's a series of events, and there's Koschei, I think it's Koschei, the Deathless, and it's been a while since I read this, so like, please forgive me. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff happening here. I love the writing style. I love the story. Obsessed with this book. I'm glad that I finally got it. So now I can rest easy. And then I literally bought this yesterday in Safeway. In case you didn't know, which none of you do, I'm a big historical romance reader. It was my gateway drug into the romance genre. I love historical romance. When I read one, I then have to read like 35 other ones consecutively because it has me in such a chokehold. I love historical romance. It's so fun. But I'm kind of like picky about which ones I enjoy. So like not all of them do it for me. But when I find an author whose book I give 5-star, I read like their entire backlog because I know that like I'm going to enjoy it. So anyway, I bought How to Tame a Wild Rogue by Julia Ann Long. I think I read one other book by her and I really enjoyed it, so I was like, this is an author that I can trust. And I mean, like, look at this cover. It's ridiculous. I love it so much. I'm very excited to read it. That was my book haul. 15 books. And I would hold them up for you again, but I'm very afraid that I'm going to drop them. So I don't have a sign off, so